everyone, happy new year. I hope you're all really well and had a lovely Christmas and new year, and welcome to 2022. Thank you so much for joining me for my first YouTube video this year. And today is it's Wednesday. Is it the 5th of Jan? My mind is kind of still in that Christmas limbo where you don't know what day it is, but I know it's Wednesday. I think it's the 5th. And today I am kind of sorting out my office, tidying it up and just getting it ready for the year ahead. I've got a pile of boxes behind me that I didn't sort out before Christmas. I've got this rail, this is kind of my new in rail or pieces that I need to shoot, and last year I just kept chucking stuff on there. I just need to have a bit of an organise in here so it's nice and tidy and organised, ready for the year ahead. Thought I would do that with you today. I'm also wearing a new foundation and I actually just filmed me putting this on upstairs. It's the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin foundation, I think it's called, and I did film the application so you could see what it's like. So I'm just going to include those clips now. So that is my quick little makeup look for the day. I'm not really going out today or doing anything. Normally it'd be like a no makeup day, but I wanted to try out that new foundation. So I went with the shade 4 Neutral. I really like that actually. That has just gone to the top of my foundation list. I'm putting that straight in my makeup bag. I love that it gives good coverage, but it's like still kind of natural-ish looking, that you can still see my skin. I'm going to start today by just organising this office. There's not tons of organising to do, but I just want to get it looking nice and tidy for the new year. Over Christmas, I spent so much time organising cupboards and drawers and sorting out, and it felt so good. And I joined some Facebook groups. There were like local community groups, local recycling and reusing groups, that kind of thing. And when I was doing my sort outs, there was things that I don't think were worth selling, but I didn't want to throw away. So I would just put them on there, free for collection, and everything got taken. And it felt so nice that that item isn't going to waste, it's being reused, and then B, it's having a new life. So I'm almost like addicted to clearing out and getting rid of stuff. It feels so good. So in this vlog, when I'm tidying out, I'm going to put a big lovely beauty product bundle together as a big giveaway for this video as well, so keep watching for that. But yeah, if you guys are thinking of having a clear out or something, definitely join some local Facebook groups and like let your things have a new home. So I've got my coffee, I've got my candle on over there. I might put a podcast on or something to listen to while I'm sorting out, but let's have a bit of a declutter. I've just put Netflix on my computer in the background while I'm sorting out, and I feel like I'm very much up to date on Netflix. I watched a lot of telly over Christmas. All of the new things on there I've already watched. So I've actually just put on the Studio McGee programme, which I am obsessed with. As you would have seen, I have just had some lunch. I'm just going to pop on some lip balm after my lunch. This is it's the Beauty Pie Wonder Gloss lip oil. I love it. It's like, gives the nicest sheen, but it's not sticky and so moisturizing. I have tidied a bit more around there. I have got a bit more tidying to do. But what I thought I would do, which is more fun, this is the thing, I always start jobs and then I jump to the fun job, is to tidy up this little bookshelf I've got here. When I first put this in, this was so neat and tidy and lovely, and then over time I've just shoved stuff in it. So I'm going to try and make that look a little bit tidier and just, yeah, basically just tidy it up.
Be in love if it's not with you. Don't wanna cry that extra tear. Don't want.
Okay, so I have rejigged these shelves a little bit and I'm happy with how they are looking. I bought these little sticky hooks from Amazon and they have been so useful. I think you've got like a pack of 10 maybe for like £6, but all it is, you just unpeel like the back and then you can stick it anywhere. So I have put a couple on the end of this bookcase just to hang a couple of bags, because this bag just doesn't sit well at all, because this all gets gathered up, the long strap, and then it, as you can see, it kind of is getting misshapen. So I'm happy that they are hanging up. I've put my Chanel box on the top, and then I've just put a little book candle and bits and bobs, little basket there. I've put my Chanel bag there, some other little baskets, some books, and then my other bags fit in really nicely there. This bookcase is the Billy bookcase from IKEA. This is our stairs going up here, so I've got this really big cupboard under here that's really messy, don't look in there. But on the back of this door I have stuck the little hanger things, and they're just so handy for hanging. This is like my tripod bag. I've got an extension cable on there, I've got some chargers on there, and down here all of my little leads and bits I've put in this little drawstring bag and then hung up, and it just keeps everything a lot more tidy. I'm almost done tidying up in here. The last area I wanted to tidy was this rail behind me, but this is where my mind just wanders sometimes and I get very easily distracted. I've noticed that there's a bit of a colour palette on here. There's lots of these like really warm kind of rusty tones with the neutrals, but also I have this vase which ties in with this. So I've just had an idea to do a little rail pick. You know I love my rail picks. So I'm actually just going to set you up on a time lapse so you can kind of see a bit of behind the scenes of them. Okay, I think I finally got there after a lot of faffing about. So now I've actually got some work on my laptop to do. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to get on with that. And then there's things that I've moved out of this room into other rooms, so then I need to re-tidy. Because I wanted this video to be about kind of setting up for the new year, I actually want to talk also about some goals and intentions for this year as well, but I thought I'd save that for like the latter part of the video. So I will catch up with you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it is Thursday. It's a very chilly, frosty but beautiful morning today. I took Bertie to his daycare today, and driving along, like the sun was really low and all of the fields were really like white and frosty. It's so beautiful but so cold. I have just filmed a quick little like beauty hack tip, so easy, but It's what I've been doing recently and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's just so much easier. So as you can see, I've got a face mask on. It's really kind of drying now. I'll take it off soon. I have used the Omorovitsa Deep Cleansing Mask. I absolutely love their masks. They're so good. And basically, all my little tip is to use a little brush to apply your mask. So you could use an old foundation brush, as long as it's clean obviously, or just any brush basically. You could buy one like this, but I'm sure that you have got an old flat foundation brush that looks just like this, and basically it just gives you a cleaner and tidier application, so there's no wastage. So you know, like if you put it on with your hands, it's all over your hands and you're getting like such a mess with it. Well, there's no more of that. Also, if you are multi-masking, so perhaps you're using like a deep cleansing mask on your T-zone and then like a hydrating mask perhaps like on your forehead, then it's much easier to like precise apply with this. I've just told Bertie to wait in his bed whilst I hid some treats around the house for him. Okay, find it! The house is a bit messy, but it makes it more fun to find things. He's finding them and they're not eating them. They're new treats. Do you not like them? Oh, he's taking that one. There's another one behind that leg. Oh no, are they not good enough for you? Oh no! Please excuse the state of me. I haven't even brushed my hair this morning, but I'm just making some lunch. I'm just waiting for my pasta to finish. You ever get this thing where you just get like something in your mind that you want to eat and like nothing else comes close to that? And in my mind I really wanted the tomato and feta pasta, and we didn't have any feta, so I went to Tesco's and got some feta. So the tomatoes and feta has just finished in the oven. What is that? Sorry, it's a massive bird just come and got in the tree. Couldn't figure out what that was. And then my pasta is on now as well. So here is my roasted tomato and feta. I also put a clove of garlic in there as well. I drizzle it with olive oil and then put loads of oregano in there. And then you just smush it all up. Whoops! Smush it all together and it's so delicious. I don't know if this is a good idea, what I'm about to do, but I'm going to give it a go. I basically want this really smooth. Like, I actually don't like tomatoes. It's the texture of them I don't like. And when I eat this, I end up like not eating the tomato skins. So if I could blitz it all up. By the way, when I say I don't like tomatoes, I like tomatoey things or things made from tomatoes, but I don't like physically eating like an actual tomato. So what I'm thinking, I've got this little, oh, it's steamed up the camera. What I'm thinking is putting it in the blitzer, because also there's a garlic clove in there that's, I obviously don't want one big chunk of garlic. So I'm gonna actually give it a go and blitz it. That actually worked really well. That looks so much more like creamy and blitzed up. So I'm just gonna mix this in with the pasta. Okay, it looks so good, so I'm gonna sit and have my lunch. After I've eaten my lunch, I want to talk about my like New Year's intentions, and one of them is to tidy as I go, because I just don't know. I mean, like I got the blitzer thing out of here, haven't put that away, so let's put that away. And then I literally just leave like little piles of mess everywhere I go. The sauce is spilled everywhere. Like, I'm just actually not a naturally tidy person. As I said earlier, I wanted to share some of my New Year's goals and some of my intentions for the year. I don't really set New Year's resolutions as such. It's more, yeah, like goals or intentions, and to be honest, I've never really written them down properly until this year. And also something that I've done, I've got my phone because I've got it written down, something that I've done just this week is actually written down 2021 highlights, because I think we're all, you know, we're all guilty of, you know, looking forward and what's next and what we want to do next. But it is really good to look back and actually see what you've achieved or see how far you've come. And how I did mine was I went onto my camera roll, because I take photos of everything. So I went back to January and then like went through my photos, and it kind of just prompted some memories and some highlights from this year. And actually when you write it down, there's always so many more things than you think. So it was actually really nice to look back on that. Now I can keep this for years to come and look back at this next year. So yeah, if you haven't done it, just, you know, you can write it down on your notes in your phone or in a little book. Just write down a few of your 2021 highlights. I think it's really important that we look back and, you know, remember some of our favourite things from the year. I'm going to do another video going more into depth on this, but last year one of my highlights was getting a life coach and completely changing my mindset. I'm going to talk more about that in a separate video, and some new habits that I've taken on that I think have made a huge impact in my life. So with that in mind, I'm not setting like New Year's resolutions. They're more habits and intentions that I want to keep up or start. And I think it's important to have some personal and work goals as well, because it is good to know what direction you want to go in. So some of my personal goals, some are just little things and some are bigger things. The first one, I've put tidy as I go. I love when everything is tidy, but when I'm doing things, I don't tidy as I go. I'll be doing something and then I'll jump to another job and leave all that mess behind, and then everything's in a mess. So I'm going to try and tidy as I go. Being consistent with my morning and evening routine. This is something I'm going to touch on in the video that I've been speaking about. Getting into that healthy morning routine and sticking to it. I really want to be more consistent with that this year. Moving my body more, being more consistent with my mindfulness, taking a luxurious holiday. I would like to hike one mountain. Me and my family have discussed going to Wales to climb Mount Snowdon. I've never climbed a mountain before, so that's just something I'd love to do. And I'd also like to go on one adventure holiday. So those are a couple of my personal goals. And over the last couple of days, I have spoken about this podcast before, but I've just been listening to a new episode. So the podcast is called A Diary of a CEO, and this episode is with Mel Robbins, and she is so inspiring and I love everything she says. And it's a 2-hour-long episode, so I've been listening to it in the car when I've been like unloading the dishwasher and things like that, and I enjoyed listening to it so much. And she speaks so much sense and so many things. I just can resonate with so many of the things that she's sharing. So definitely have a listen to that when you're driving, walking, you know, doing any chores around the house. It's just such a good one to listen to. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. The first week back in January is always a hard one after Christmas. I've been struggling a bit to get back into my routine this week. Over Christmas we were like sleeping in till like 8:30, which normally I'm such an early bird. I'm like awake at 6:30, 7. So having the 7 o'clock alarm this week has been hard, and getting back into the swing of things. I think in my mind I've got these good ideas and loads of things I want to be getting on with, but then my body is just like, no, it's used to just lying on the sofa eating biscuits. It's not used to getting on with stuff. But also it has been a sad start to the year, because if you watched, it was one of my December vlogs, I mentioned that we really sadly lost my uncle just before Christmas, and we have got his funeral in a few days' time. So that's definitely been like a dark cloud hanging over the start of January, which is so sad. And I've really appreciated your kind comments and love, so a huge thank you. So that brings us to the end of this week's video. I hope you enjoyed this first video of 2022. So I'm wishing you all a very happy and healthy, adventurous and successful and all of the good stuff for 2022. Sending lots of love to you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye! Earlier in the video I said I was going to share a giveaway, so here is the giveaway. So this is a gorgeous Laura Mercier gift set. You could either re-gift it comes in a really nice box, or keep it for yourself, and you've got the body cream, body wash and the fragrance, and that smells absolutely amazing. We've got some Spectrum pieces. There's a whole brush set in there, hydrating and illuminating mist, some reusable makeup remover pads, and also from Spectrum there's a glossy balm and some mascara. a couple of Colour Wow products. There's a Ciate London eyeshadow palette. The last thing in the giveaway is this gorgeous, it's a rose cedarwood patchouli candle, and it's in this gorgeous jar, and then it looks like this. So you can just melt it and have it as a candle, or when the wax melts and it turns into an oil, you can use that as like massage oil. So I'll leave all of the details down below for the giveaway.